Hey guys, and welcome back to Battlefront Updates. You guys gave me some great feedback on the Rebels/Clone Wars video I made earlier this week, and many of you asked me to do reviews of the new Rebels episodes being released, so that's exactly what I will be doing in this video, at least to test it out and see what you guys think. Since I watched the series anyways, it's just going to be more fun for me to make videos about it and discuss it with you guys. So the latest Rebels episode released yesterday is called the Antilles Extraction. This episode doesn't follow the storyline of the previous episode with Maul running off after his vision in the holocron, but that's something that I feel will be brought up later during this season. Sabine is kind of the main character in this episode, and it's nice to see her get some more spotlight as she hasn't really had too much lone time on the screen so far. The episode starts off with us seeing a rebel transport along with 6 A-Wings get destroyed by the Imperials during a supply run, after which the rebels back at the base exclaim that they are running out of pilots. Through Fulcrum, the codename they use for all of their different secret informants, they receive intel that multiple Imperial cadets at the Skystrike Academy are willing to defect to the rebels, and that they need to move quickly in order to get them out before the Empire finds out about their intentions. The voice of Fulcrum here, although distorted, does sound quite similar to Agent Callus, and after his and Seb's adventures together in Season 2, there has been a lot of theories of him possibly helping out the rebels. It becomes Sabine's job to act as an Imperial cadet and get the defecting cadets out from the inside to be picked up by Ezra and Kanan. Unfortunately for them, Agent Callus and Governor Price arrives to investigate suspicions about the defecting cadets at the same time as Sabine gets to know Wedge, who explains that he and 2 other cadets are willing to join the rebellion. After a failed attempt to escape, one of the defectors gets killed and Wedge, Hobby and Sabine gets imprisoned. Back at the base, Price starts interrogating the 3 defectors and finds out that Sabine is the rebel infiltrator. At this point I was a bit unsure on how they would actually escape, but somehow Sabine easily knocks down 2 armed stormtroopers and also takes down Price after a brief fist battle, after which she lets Wedge and Hobby out. While they're running through the station, they actually get caught between 2 doors, after which Agent Callus appears and helps them escape by giving them instructions on where to go and which floors to avoid. He ends the conversation by telling Sabine to tell Seb that they are even now, which refers to when Seb helped Callus escape the ice cave in Season 2 when he could have just left him there to die. They then steal and escape in a TIE bomber, and after almost getting shot down by another TIE fighter, Ezra and Kanan appear and help them escape. The things that I found the most interesting about this episode is first and foremost that we actually get to see how pilots such as Wedge and Hobby, both of which can be seen in the original trilogy, actually gets recruited to the rebellion. Wedge in particular has a huge role in the original trilogy, and he's one of the few pilots who actually battles around both Death Stars. Something which I found to be nice is also that they show the Empire progressively getting better. In most episodes the rebels lose almost nothing, whereas the Imperials die as pawns. Whereas in this episode it's kind of the opposite, since the short opening scene shows more rebel casualties than normal, and as far as I can see the Imperials don't actually lose a single stormtrooper this episode. This could be a sign of Thrawn taking over, as it seems like they really want to portray him as the efficient rebel hunter he is supposed to be. Another highlight for me was definitely seeing Agent Callus helping out the rebels, and after his help and hearing the voice of Fulcrum, I'm almost certain that he is the Imperial informant that the rebels are using to get information from. Hopefully he will play an important role later in the season, and since he's already done so much harm to the rebels, I think it would be nice to see him redeem himself. I can't say that I think he will join the rebellion altogether, but at least help them out as long as he can. If we're gonna talk about some snippets I don't like, it's the fact that the episode lacked a lot of logics in some cases. Like in the start when we see them lose 6 A-Wing pilots plus the entire transport, and Ezra mentions them losing even more earlier that month. Then they make it sound like getting these Imperial defectors is going to change all of that, and in the end they just get 2 pilots, although 2 very good pilots, which really isn't a lot compared to what they lost, even though they make it sound like a huge victory. I also didn't like how Sabine just randomly could get herself out of custody by beating the 2 stormtroopers and Price up at gunpoint. It's not that I don't think she's powerful enough for that, but it's more that they could have written the story in a better way. At first they make the Empire look efficient, and then all of a sudden they can't even keep an unarmed rebel in custody at gunpoint. That was just a cheap way to escape, and if she can do it now, that's something they can basically use for any scene where anyone gets captured by a stormtrooper in the future, which I don't think is a lot of fun to watch. I'd rather have seen her do some clever trick or someone else come and rescue her, but that might be a little bit nitpicky of me. All in all, I think it was a good episode, and it was fun to see some connections to the movies as well as the events in previous seasons. As for future episodes, I think we'll probably see more of Wedge, although not as a main character. We do, however, know about a few of his missions from the novels, including crashing an A-wing on the side of a volcano, and this could potentially show up in the Rebel series. I've got my fingers crossed for some Maul or Thrawn episodes pretty soon, as those are my favorites so far. Let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed this little recap / review, and if you want me to continue with this for future episodes as well. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, may the Force be with you.